Hi Libra, welcome to your Lions Portal reading, Lions Portal reading for 2020. This lasts from July 26th through 12th, and this is, in very simple terms, your light activation time. Today is a very powerful day for that. Activating the light within, being able to set down a load and manifest and something new and move into that. So let's see what that's about for you. Again, that's very simple terms, but that's what I took from it. So, okay. Everything else you need to know is in the description box below. And if this is involving another person, it could resonate with theirs or even your moon, rising, or Venus. All right, Libra, what do we got here for your Lion's Gate? 9 of Pentacles, Page of Cups, 2 of Cups, Emperor, okay, 3 of Swords, 4 of Cups. All right, little guys here. All right, Cups and Swords and Pentacles. Okay, 2 4s, 2 3 4. So we've got something's been agreed upon, but you're not quite settled with that agreement. Kind of still adjusting to a decision made or an agreement, or not really okay with how things were left. What's this Page of Cups for Libra? Page of Cups, okay. 2 of Cups. King of Wands, that could be that is Sagittarius. You need to coast for a while. This Emperor about. You need to, you need to coast for a while. This is not about you wanting to have that connection right now. This is about building connection with yourself. And you're like, I'm already by myself. I got that covered. I'm good. No, we've got you needing to reconnect with that part of yourself, what you want to do and how you feel about things. Like, it's almost, it feels like you're cut off. Like you're just kind of, in a way, it's like you might feel like you find yourself in connection with others. That's how you figure out who you are, and that's not a slam or whatnot. It's just that you just don't feel right about not being with others. So there's this discordant feeling, like you don't like the way things were left because it's denying you a connection. And for the Libras I'm reading for, it feels like in connection with someone else is how you connect with yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just the way it is, but there's a void, there's a blank space here, and you and your connection and your feelings with yourself need to be cultivated here. And this is not the time to be dating other. Okay, this just jumped. You saw that Queen of Pentacles, very similar here to the 9 of Pentacles. This could be Capricorn. This is a time for you looking forward to build and to manifest for yourself. It feels like you're wanting to go back to that connection because it would fill a void and it might take you away from grieving and kind of feeling stuck. But this has its purpose and it needs to be dealt with, or you will repeat the same patterns. Typically, that which is not treated is repeated. What's this 3 of Swords here? Libra. Knight of Pentacles, that could be Taurus. Excellent. This kind of feels like changing the way you go about healing, changing the way you go about relating to others, which in turn makes you feel like you have something. It takes you away from having to connect with yourself. And that's what needs to be worked on here, or what you need to take a look at, because this portal for you is all about reclaiming who you are and looking at what you want, your desires. It feels like they're stuffed way down and you find yourself in situations where you're not valued or honored, you're not regarded. You might settle for para relationships to where you're kind of off to the side, it's on the down low. So you're largely independent, but you're still connected to someone in some kind of way. So it's like this halfway, and it's not cutting it anymore. You don't want to be just a periphery or adjacent connection to someone. And this is about you, instead of letting go of someone and looking for someone new, this is about you doing away with the finding of someone and, dare I say, finding yourself. It's a time to set down that whole notion of connecting with someone here, going out and looking for someone, but rather honoring what you want to do, figuring out what you want to do. It's going to be a new, different thing to kind of be choosing to be on yourself. I think you're very, independent. I don't think it's usually a choice. I think you kind of have this, for the Libras I'm reading for, you're never fully immersed in a relationship, but it's enough of a connection to where it still gives you that independence, but you still have that kind of connection. So it's like it serves both purposes. Your independence, but you still have connection. This is saying, hey, get rid of the whole connection thing, because that's not going to work for you anymore. This is about you manifesting for your future and you feeling secure and grounded and providing that stability on your own for yourself, and kind of setting the connection with other down for a while so that you can really fortify that connection within yourself and what you want to do. It's not about finding someone else and just kind of adapting and doing what they want to do and letting them lead and following their direction. What do you want to do? What do you want to create? This 4 of Cups for Libra Cups. I think for the Libras I'm reading for, being in connection with someone, it's funny because there's the idea that it's too quiet if you're by yourself, but when you connect to someone, then at least you've got someone, and it's almost like, okay, fine, I got to, now everything's okay. You're not really thrilled about it, but it is a connection to kind of distract you from perhaps the sadness, or feeling like, well, now what? Kind of feeling like, is this all there is? Because it feels like if you're not connected to somebody, then you're not whole. It kind of magnifies maybe feeling a little bit empty or a little bit sad. And so you rush out to distract yourself with connection. And that's a thing. People do that. It's fine. Only it's not working anymore. And that's what's going on with this portal, with this gate activation, with your light being activated, is saying, stop that. You matter right now. Think about yourself. Fortify your connection to yourself. You're already independent. You got that covered. But what do you want to do from here forward? It's not about going back out there and finding someone else. What do you want to do? What do you want for yourself? What does that look like? And you might be dealing with some heartache and sadness as you move through that, but it's necessary to pull this up, to look at it, so you don't keep running from it, because the more you run from it, the more you're tethered to it. And look at it in terms of, okay, what's done is done. I kind of knew that it could end this way. Now what? And it's not about moving forward to the future so much as knowing that you've got the security and stability, but just sitting for a minute. Sitting for a minute, not moving, just sit. Now, some of you are like, what do you think I've been doing for the last 4 months? I get it. But I'm talking emotionally here. I'm not talking, physically. I'm talking emotionally. No new things, no new people, except for what you want to do for yourself. This is inner direction here. This is you. It's the darndest thing, because there's friends, there's new activities, but there's nothing you're tying yourself to. I guess that's what it is. This is not about you finding something or someone to latch onto again. This is kind of you being a free agent and under yourself, and doing daily check-ins, doing you time a lot. It almost feels like you need to keep people at arm's length so that you don't kind of over attach and then use that as your new relationship instead of the relationship being free with yourself. All right. I hope that doesn't sound like word salad. I feel like this is a time for you to be unattached and carefree and really focusing on yourself and what makes you happy and rebuilding you. It's been a long time, I think, since you have been single. You might have been like adjacent attached or kind of just dating or whatever, but this is some much needed alone time for you to grieve, for you to stand in that, for you to sit with it, and to let that inform what you want for the future. I'm not talking about wallowing. Still productive here, still doing your thing, but not distracting yourself with connection or with a new thing. You're just going to coast a little bit. So this is about looking at what you want, all while cultivating that relationship with yourself. Taking a breather. Going to coast for a little bit. The outside of your life, you got that. You're good. But the internal, you need to just check back in with yourself and dare I say, wake yourself back up. It's not going to be about somebody else for a while. It's going to be about you. What you want. What do you want to do? What do you want? Realization. Okay, so this could be about epiphanies right here. Epiphanies. That's fair. It feels like this needs to be cleared out before you can start manifesting that. This is about exploring options, not deciding on something. This is about not having the answers. It's about finding the answers. So this is a much needed break, because for the Libras I'm reading for, you haven't been in a clearing for a while. This is necessary. Some downtime here is necessary so you can eventually figure out what you, because this is the figuring out what you want to do stage. The manifesting it and planning it comes after, but you need some downtime to kind of let stuff just percolate, think about things for a little bit, let it clear out. Then you manifest. So this is not about finding the answer. This is just about sitting and seeing what comes up, because you need to sit with this for a little bit. That's for Libra. Take the lead. And I'm sitting here going, nope, just sit for a little bit. But the thing is, I think that you might be naturally inclined to do that, but it has to be with the knowledge of what drove you before. So when you kind of realize, oh, hey, you know what? I was kind of running from something or just using that to distract myself. Now I feel really aligned with what I want to do, and I'm going to go through with that. But this can't happen, in my mind. This can't happen until there's this sitting with it for a little bit. Slowing down and just kind of taking it easy, because you haven't gotten in touch with yourself in a while. This is you needing to check in with yourself before you pick the lead back up here. I think this is going to, okay, so I was going to do 2, so I'll pull 2. I think this is about feeling much more solid and secure in your choices, because you finally looked at what kept you kind of moving and not fully attaching. It's looking at that and realizing, you know what, I haven't dealt with this, I'm going to deal with it. And any new ventures or attachments to people are formed on awareness and solid ground and knowing where you're coming from and you being in control, versus or you feeling grounded and secure, versus kind of needing to always, but not attach too much, like just that disconnect where, yeah, I've got somebody, not really into it, but it's somebody. Okay, so I was gonna, these 2 came out when I pulled. Okay, so we've got 5 of Wands and 5 of Swords. All right, so, okay. I think this ties in with take the lead as far as be assertive and look at and examine what is working for you and what is no longer working for you. It is time to clear the air and cut away which does not serve you anymore, so that you can kind of fortify that connection with yourself and proceed on solid ground, not knowing that, well, it's only a passionate connection or it's only interest-based and I'm out of here as soon as this happens. No more of that, because everything's fleeting. This is about you connecting with yourself, figuring out what works, what doesn't, clearing the air, moving forward with solid ground, feeling grounded, making decisions based on that instead of just always moving and shaking and needing to go do, no. And kind of sit with things and look at options. Not ready to manifest yet. That's going to come. And at options. Because this takes time. The realizations kind of bubble up when you're sitting and when you're open to, instead of just always wanting to be, this can't happen when you're constantly busy and doing and going. And maybe there's frustration because that's where your comfort level is and you haven't been able to do that because with what's going on. So it's probably, it might be like, oh, I wish I could get out there and do something. Well, this is honestly, perhaps you having to kind of sit with some dormant feelings, or, you know, now's the time to do it. You know, it's not like you'd really elect to do this. So you're kind of at home. It might be time to, well, all right, let's get productive with this. Let's clear the air here. Knight of Cups on its side. That could be Scorpio. And 7 of Cups. All right, so this is that. Okay, so this could be Scorpio. This is not knowing if somebody's coming or going and feeling that connection, but starting to have awareness and realization of what it really was and your part in that. And realizing that you don't want that anymore. You want to manifest, well, I mean, you want to manifest what you want. But as far as the Lionsgate or the portal, this is about manifesting that which serves you and which you do from a grounded place with the knowledge of where you came from. This is about examining the hurts, specifically with one person not coming through for you, kind of never really coming to fruition. This could be a relationship adjacent situation, and it always being up in the air, and you were always kind of kept in this sort of chaotic, I don't know. Perhaps there's still some wishful thinking that this connection could have happened. And I think that honestly is a distraction or something you've used to distract yourself or escape. And it's like, okay, why do you do that? I get it. We're all bored. We all get nostalgic. Okay, but beyond that, specifically this type of connection that looks like it's adjacent, that looks like it's not fulfilling, but it's something. Why that? Why not go for someone completely available? And don't tell me it's because they're not out there, because if someone like you is out there, there's someone out there like that for you. So, it's about you realizing why you chose the people that you chose, or the people that you chose to be in your life, not just romantic, but otherwise, and not following their lead anymore, but getting to a place where you feel grounded, you've thought about this, and you're going to create from your own position of power and control, and you're following your own lead. What does that look like? That's what you're doing. You're not doing the manifesting yet. That's going to come later, but this is you figuring out what you want, and why you wanted what you wanted. Don't want that anymore. What do I want now? I don't know yet. What do you want? Well, I don't know. Daily check-in, meditation, thinking, going on walks, sitting with it. Setting up. Thank you for stopping by, Libra. This was a long one. I hope this was helpful. I know I repeated myself a lot, but it just kept coming up, and I see you with somebody that doesn't value you, or I see you done with that, but still missing and wishing for it. And I mean, that's what it feels like. And it was like you were never really in it. You weren't, and you preferred it that way, but you're missing it. All right. Much love to you. I'm glad you get to finally be in this clearing and just kind of sit for a little bit, and because you're going to come out of it on more solid ground here. Okay. Hope this was helpful, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Much love to you. You take care.